Hi, Rangers fans. We are here today with Nils Lundkvist, all the way from Sweden, joining us to answer a few of your pressing questions. So, first off, Nils, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing all the way in Sweden?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's crazy times right now, and not that much things to do. Trying to catch up time with the family and friends, and yeah, so not doing that much. Just try to do that.
So, that's a perfect segue to our first question because Tina wants to know if you could start off by just telling us what you've been up to for the last month or so while all of us have sort of been quarantined. How have you been passing the time? How have you been staying in shape? Just what exactly has your life looked like?
Uh, yeah, it's been like really different times right now. It's not that much things to do, but it's not like total lockdown up here in the north of
Mhm.
Sweden. So like the gyms is still open, and me and my friend tries to like stay active, and we play a lot of paddle tennis. It's called. It's like a combination of squash and tennis, so it's really fun. And then I started to train for the next season, and now for like 2 weeks ago. So starting to get my body in shape, and looking forward for the next season.
Perfect. Our fan Samantha wants to know who is your favorite player growing up?
My favorite play growing up should be maybe I think Nick Lidstrom had a very great career with a lot of Stanley Cups, and he was a really good player. And I also really like watch Eric Carlson.
Another one of our fans wants to know what challenges or adjustments do you need to make switching from the right side to the left side on D? And just what are your thoughts on what that'll do at the NHL level, making that adjustment if you have to make that again?
Uh, Hard question, but I it feels like the Rangers has a really good a lot of really good defensemen, and I will try to do my best to make the team. If it's on to play on the right side on the left, I would try to do my best. Either if it's on the left or the right, so it doesn't matter that much. But for sure, I'm more like comfortable playing on the right side because have done that through my whole career. Just play like some shifts at the left side. So, but I'm gonna try to do my best, and if that's a chance to like get in the team, I will try to do that.
So if you could think back a few years to your draft day, Katie wants to know what was that day like for you? What were you feeling? What were you thinking? Take us back there.
Yeah, it was a really special day, a day that I will never forget. I got my whole family there, and it was a really special moment just sitting there, hearing your friends' name calling up there. We were, I think it was 6 or 7 Swedish players that were selected in the first round. It was really special to like hear our player like Isak Landerstrom, because we played on the same team. Heard his name. Also like seeing Dahlin's name. Got the Was first overall, first Swede for a long time that goes first overall, and then hear my own name was really special. So it was a really great day.
Have you been in touch with any other Rangers players, Rangers prospects? I know last summer we drafted another Swede that you might know a little bit. So have you been staying in touch with any of those guys?
I stayed in touch. We try to like talk when we play against each other. I have spent a lot of time with like a guy like Karl on the national team tournaments, because I think we have been on, both of us have been on everyone. So we had the World Juniors, and we spent a lot of time there with each other. And he's a really great guy. And I also played against Adam Ed- Adam Edström. So uh, yeah, we try to stay in touch when we play against each other. So that's just that.
So obviously it didn't end the way you would have liked, but thinking back to your World Juniors experience this past year, can you tell us a little bit about what that was like, what the feelings were like, the excitement, being able to play with someone like Karl, who is now one of our prospects as well? Just take us back to that experience.
Yeah, as you said, the World Juniors was really special for us. I think we had a really great tournament. We had a tough loss in the semifinals against the Russian team, and it was like really small margins that ended up that game. We had a lead with like 4-3 with 10 minutes left, so it was a tough loss, and we were a fantastic group. I think got a lot of good players, so it was, as you said, it was a great tournament for us, and it was good for me to get to know a player like Karl that we we both, I think, hope for spend a lot of years together, hopefully in the Rangers.
How closely have you been able to follow what the Rangers have been up to while you're playing in Sweden? Obviously, you're quite busy, but how closely have you been able to just follow their trajectory and follow what's been going on up there at the NHL level?
Yeah, I try to see the games when it's on good times here. Like the time difference are pretty big, so the games are during the nights most often. But when it's like early games, I have tried to see them, and also like when we have played games, and I try when I like can't sleep after games, I usually put on some NHL, and usually seeing the Rangers, and always like follow their results, and so I have tried to see as much as I can.
Awesome. When you think about someday down the line playing for the Rangers, just what is it that excites you the most?
The thing that excites me the most is maybe when we have been at the development camp, when we have been into the arena, it looks amazing, and like when you see it on TV, and the atmosphere in MSG looks amazing. So it's probably that.
Now you've been to a couple of development camps with the Rangers. As you kind of work your way through the system and get older, does that experience become easier as you just get more comfortable with the team, with the staff? Just how much does it help to kind of have a few of those behind you now?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it was a huge difference to come the second year, if you compare to the first year. Like the first year you come immediately after the draft, and you was so many like emotions, and you were so glad that you were drafted, and then you're just going right into the development camp, and you don't really know what's gonna happen. You don't know any of the guys, and you don't know the staff and the management and stuff like that. And coming for the second year was different for me, because then you know a lot of the players there. You know what to expect from it, and you know what's coming. So the second year, I think, felt much more comfortable. So, and now when I've been there like 2 years, and during like probably the most of the summer last year, I feel much more comfortable, and feels really good.
So obviously a couple of our development coaches get pretty close with you guys through the years. Just what is your relationship like with someone like Tuomo Ruutu, just all of the coaches that do so much to help you guys throughout the year? How much do you talk to them when you're not, here in North America? What is your relationship with them like, kind of in the midst of your season in Sweden?
Yeah, Tomo has talked to me quite a lot. He's been up here in Luleå, I think it's 1 or 2 times, and he just like getting me some advice on the ice, and something that I can think a little bit more of, and try to. And he sent me a text like sometimes when I scored a goal, and congratulate, like sending good message from that. And with Jed, I talk like one times each month, like just to keep in touch, and see how how's everything's going and stuff like that. So we have really good relationship with the development coaches.
You just talked about how last summer you spent a good chunk of it in Connecticut with Ben Prentice at his training center. What was it like to just kind of be around some other Rangers prospects for a good amount of time, and B, what was it like to just kind of get a good taste of what training for the NHL level would be like someday? What was that experience like overall?
Yeah, it was a really good experience for me, like getting to know the guys and like challenge myself to like talk English during during a long period, and don't just like stuck with the Swedish guys, because I was the only Swedish guy that stayed and trained that summer. And so get to know new guys and new prospects was really good for me. Was a really good group there that train a lot and get to know each other really well. And so I think that will be really important when the day when I will come over. Like then I know some of the guys, and so I think that was an important summer for me.
Now we have a little bit of an unusual question from our fan Stephanie. She wants to know how you would describe yourself in just 3 words.
Oof, that's a hard one. In 3 words, I would say kind, humble, and athletic.
That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Our fan Patrick wants to know, how often do people ask you if you're related to a certain goaltender on the New York Rangers?
Yeah, that happens because we got the same last name, but with different like spelling. So yeah, that happens.
I bet.
But not that much.
Really? That's interesting.
No, not that much.
What other sports did you play growing up, and what do you think your best sport is other than hockey? Because a lot of you guys, like you say, you could have gone pro in another sport. So for you, what's your second best, do you think?
I played. I have always played when I growing up. I played soccer and ice hockey, but I always think like ice hockey has been much more fun, and I have always been better at ice hockey. But it maybe should be that soccer.
So take us through your last season. A big season for you, a lot of accolades coming your way, probably a lot to be proud of. So just kind of take us through that, and what's your assessment of how you played this year?
Yeah, it's been a really great year for me and for my team. We had a really good season. We went first in our series, and we're just waiting for the playoff. But then the season quit, and yeah, the season started really good for me in the series, and got a lot of playing time. We had a lot of injuries on our defensemen, so we were just like 5-6 ordinary defensemen at the start. So the guys that were healthy played a lot, and it went really good for me. I took the chance and the opportunity, and I think that I showed the coaches that they can rely on me. And this year I had a little bit more trouble the year before, so tried to show that I have like grown in my play. So started the year really good, and then we have just like keep going with the team, and the team have helped me a lot, because playing on a good team, it's much more easier when you win. Also, your self-confidence comes up, and stuff like that. You can try to do more things and stuff like that. So, and then we went into the World Juniors when we also had a really good team. We're a really good group of guys. Had also there like had a really good tournament. Got a big role, and I was really happy for that the coaches believed in me, and also there we won a lot, and it's much more easier to play then, and we won a bronze medal. And then we had after that we just kept on going with my team back here in Luleå, and we had a really good run here at the end of the season, and we were like we won the series pretty early, so we could like rest some important guys, and all the guys were healthy and just waited to get into the playoff. But then the virus came, and more important things happened. So it was a boring end at the season, but I think that we had a really great chance to win here. But as I said, like the virus came, and it's more important. Like it's a lot of like, how do you say, like lives that are going to save from this this decision. So it's tough, but it's important too.
Completely. So you have a friend, Karl, who also claims to be a pretty good soccer player. Which one of you do you think is better? Are you better than Karl?
No, I think Karl was. I think he was like in the national team in both.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Soccer, yeah, in both soccer and ice hockey when he quit with soccer. So he's probably better than me.
Okay, Matt wants to know, which current NHL player do you model your game after?
Oof, that's a tough one. I always like growing up watching the Swedish players, right-handed. I like them because I'm right-handed too. Like Erik Karlsson, John Klingberg, I like a lot. And I also like watch a guy like Chris Letang because he also like he's playing the game that I like too. And now when I watch a lot of the Rangers game, I really like watch like a guy like Adam Fox had a really good year, and I really like the style that he played. And also like Tony DeAngelo was also, I really like his style of the play, how he plays too. So when I watch the Rangers much more now the last 2 years.
Awesome. So obviously probably a little more time these days to watch TV than you normally would have if you were busy playing a lot of hockey. So Madison wants to know, what are your favorite shows to watch that aren't in Swedish? And are there any that you're currently binge watching that you can recommend?
Oh, we watch now when it wasn't. I think it's just a few days ago they released the new season of La Casa de Papel, and I really like that series a lot. The last season was really good, so maybe that one.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing to do before a game? Any traditions, any kind of superstitions?
I try to stay away from that, but it's maybe I like to play soccer before the games.
Perfect. That makes sense. All right, this is our last question, and it comes from Michelle. She wants to know, I know you talked a little bit about it before, but when you think about MSG and touring it as a prospect and how special it is, just what kind of excites you the most about maybe potentially putting on a Rangers jersey there for the first time?
Yeah, just like you have always dreamed about playing the NHL when you were a kid, and everybody that starts plays hockey always dream about playing in the NHL, and that's mine too. To put on a Rangers jersey would be amazing, and play on like the maybe the most famous NHL arena would be amazing, and the crowds looks amazing, and just to play in the best league in the world would be a dream come true for me. And yeah, as I said, like a dream, something that I dreamed about since I started with hockey. So it would be unbelievable.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know the time difference is a little bit of a challenge, so we appreciate you answering our fans' questions. I know they'll be excited, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon someday back on the ice.
Yeah, thank you too.